Are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright. Voice of the Fans Sportscast.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Voice of Fans Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have Professor Flowers, T. Wright, T. Gat, and our special guest, PaulieSauce. What's up, guys?
Yes, sir.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for having me on.
Monday.
You welcome. RC, you dropping out already?
No, I accidentally pressed the leave button.
Come on, man. Come on. So, yeah, Paulie, he in the house. He joined the crew tonight. Talk about his sports betting app. Well, it's a community app, right?
Yeah, so Locctocc is a community of sports bettors. We're not a sports book. We don't expect folks to come in and actually place their bets here, but we expect them to come in, talk smack, talk about the bets they're doing, get information from others, share their bets, find bets from others who might know more than them or less than them, and overall just kind of, enjoy the social aspects of betting sports.
That's why I like your app, man. I downloaded it, like I said, a couple months ago, and I just reading everybody comments on what they're looking at, what they see in the sports betting world, and that's why I think you're doing something really amazing. Just to let the listeners know who you are, just tell a little something about yourself, where you from, and what's your favorite team? What's your favorite sports team?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks for the kind words. And I'm from New Jersey, right outside the New York City area, so all the teams you would expect. My favorite sport's baseball, so I'm a big Yankees fan, but also New York Knicks, Giants, and not as big into the hockey, but I'll be a Rangers fan in that as well.
Hey, you heard that, RC? He a Giants fan.
Go New York, go!
Hey, before we ask you about your sports app, your sports community app, the Giants. Do you agree with them paying Daniel Jones all their money?
It's a tough one. That's a great question. I feel like they're kind of in a situation where, especially in the NFL today, you kind of have to give your quarterback $50 million a year, or else there's only 10 to 15 guys in the league that are really like viable starting quarterbacks. So I think in their sense with, having a better year last year and just a lack of other really good options, they really kind of had to. I mean, one thing I'll say is that I think he played his way into that contract in the playoffs by having, playing really well at the end of the year. I'm kind of excited for the potential there. I mean, I do have to say what he did last year with that receiving core and some of the years of offensive linemen that he's had. I'd like to see what he can do with a real offensive line, a couple good receivers for a full season, a healthy Saquon. So I think that at the end of the day, you kind of had to give him that money.
Let me tell you something, Paulie. Daniel Jones should be sitting the Vikings of gift basket. Cause that's who got him paid. Minnesota Vikings.
I think without that game, we're having a very different conversation right now. I don't know what would have happened or if we'd be feeling as good about it, but I think that changed a lot of opinions. That made people feel a lot better. So we'll see. I think he's capable. He's a great runner. We'll see what he can do in the passing game. He's cut down on the turnovers a lot in the last year or two. So at least he's gotten better. I'm not, super sold that he's like the guy, but I just don't see what the other options were for them.
That's true. I mean, there's not too many options out there. RC, he was fighting hard for you guy on the last pod.
Hey, listen, I like Danny Dimes. Like, He earned his money. They know the Vikings didn't get him paid. He had to win games through the regular season. Like you said, he was playing with McDonald's employees. Don't listen to Ben. Don't let Ben talk you into making you believe that guy can't play. That guy earned his money.
Oh,
Daniel Dimes got his money. $42 million to be exact, right?
40, 42, somewhere in there.
He deserved it, man. I mean, who
you gotta pay somebody.
Yeah, you
Like
got to
you
pay
said,
somebody.
somebody out there. Somebody gotta get the bag.
This rings the question: do you pay Saquon?
I'll be less stoked about that. I'd love Saquon.
Running back.
Yeah, as a guy, I think that draft pick was just not the right pick. As taking nothing against Saquon, just taking a running back with the second pick. I think that draft. I think they passed up on a bunch of guys. I think Josh Allen was in that draft. I think like Quentin Nelson, a couple other guys in that draft.
Yeah.
So, as much as I love him, I think, paying running backs these days, it just doesn't make sense to have that be a huge cap hit. Right? I mean, a lot of the good running backs, they're 5th rounders, 6th rounders, drafted. They're good for what, a year, 2 years.
Right. You
have teams using committees more and more, making fantasy football more complicated for everybody. So it's just tough to justify a running back that much. I like him.
What's so crazy is you didn't even mention the injuries, which I've been telling these guys, for the longest. And they're like, hey, it's Saquon, this, but I'm saying it doesn't matter. He been injured, he played his first full season this past year. Or he did it his rookie year. I think he played it full season his rookie year.
Listen, man. You cannot do. Y'all gotta stop listening to the media about the running backs. They did the running backs a disservice. The media started saying that they shorten these guys' careers. They don't do it to receivers. They don't do it to linemen. They just do it to running backs. I do agree that running backs are like super athletic point guards in the NBA. They're not gonna win. When you got a running back, they're not gonna like a super athletic point guard like Derrick Rose or Westbrook or whoever or John Morant. They're not gonna win a championship playing that way. They're gonna be injured. And that's how you run your very super agile running backs are the same way. But if Alvin Kamara can get paid, he did. Why not pay Saquon? He deserved his money. Zeke got paid. He has to get paid at some point. Why he can't get paid?
That's a very good question, RC.
I'm
glad you asked that question. That's why you here, huh? 100% RC. That's why you here. That's a tough question.
That dude,
he got me with that. We did pay Kamara. They did pay Zeke. So
I'm just glad Paulie ain't a Mets fan. I'm a Braves fan. So if you're a Yankees fan, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. We haven't had beef since like the 90s. That's all.
That's a great question. What is the stain with the Mets and the Jets up in that area? Can you please explain this to us, Southerners?
It's a great question. I think it has to do. So Mets and Islanders make sense because they're both kind of on Long Island, Queens area, a little bit closer together. I don't know why Mets and Islander fans lump in with Jets fans and Knicks and Yankees fans are always Giants fans, but it's 100% the case. It always happens, and I can't explain it. It's just how it's
how the world's made.
Yeah, the universe, as they say. So, Paulie, did you play any sports growing up? Or do you?
Yeah, I was a baseball player growing up, so that was kind of my sport. That's why I was a huge Yankee fan growing up. So that was always my number one sport. So I played that and a little bit of basketball as well.
What position you play in baseball?
I played a little bit all over. Definitely my favorite as a player was center field, and I also like to pitch. So I was more of like, lead off hitter, center fielder type of guy. Pitcher, couldn't throw over 80 miles per hour, but great control, great junk.
So I have a question. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to the South?
Yeah.
What you consider the South? What part of the South have you been to?
So I probably played while I was in high school and younger in Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina too. But I don't know if you consider that South.
Yeah,
you can. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
that's border.
Yeah.
And out west a little bit like Arizona, it's technically south, but.
Anybody on the panel been to New York? I've been to New York. Anybody been to New York?
Yeah, I've been to New York.
Now
Yeah, go ahead.
I have this crazy feeling about New Yorkers and pie. And we say pizza here, they say pie. And the whole time I was there, it was like, you gotta try our pie. Put me on all the different types of pie. And like it got worse and worse and worse and worse to the point of where I was eating a piece of cardboard. I feel like I was eating a piece of cardboard. That's how bad a piece of slice of pizza that I had. But like
Really?
it got thinner and it got bigger, of course. And it's just like, but as far as Southerners, we like the thick crust or whatever, stuff like that. But
Deep dish.
yeah,
I
it
had
was
some
more.
pretty good pizza up that way.
I didn't, bro. I didn't.
When I went to
didn't.
Chicago, I had this deep dish pizza, man. It was so good. So I'm surprised you said that, RC.
Yeah,
New York's known for pizza too.
New York
I
and
didn't like
Chicago battle over pizza.
I actually seen like they had penny pizza, 50 cent. They had everybody was like battling. It was like pizza battles, and they was trying to get us to try it. And we went up there for the New Year's Eve thing. So it was like it was a great experience, but I didn't like the pizza at all. I mean, maybe I was going to the wrong spot, so I was just taking the freebies. But
Yeah,
that's
man.
That's the problem in the city. There's so many places you can run into some bad stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
They say he's from Mississippi, he ain't gonna notice. They eat anything down there.
yeah. They like he got a stomach like a chicken. No, sir, I'm smarter than you think.
So, Paulie, Locctocc. So, how did that get started?
Yeah, great question. So, I think I mentioned earlier, I forget if we were live or not yet, but 50-50 partners with my cousin, and it was actually kind of his brainchild idea. So it was early COVID days, and bars were shut down, everything was shut down. So we were kind of just you had all the extra time on your hands, and we were texting back and forth about what sports we were betting on. As sports were just kind of coming back on live, and that was like a big thing that we were doing. So we were kind of also thinking like a couple of those kids who are always kind of bouncing around ideas, different inventions, how do we do this? How do we do that? And then one day he kind of pitched this idea to me. He's like, hey, like, I have a group text with you. I got a group text with my college friends. I got a group text with my high school friends. Everybody's talking about bets, what sports they're betting on. People at work, we talk about it now. It's just becoming so much more popular, so much more commonplace to kind of talk about. You go to the bar, you hear the people next to you talking. They're talking about, they need Randall to get 2 more rebounds before the end of the game. They're not really talking about the game anymore. They're talking about, all the bets that they have. So we're like, what if we can make one place, one platform where people can kind of share all these ideas, where you're not going into like 6 different group chats talking about your bets and talking about the same things, but you could instead kind of create a profile and go into a game, and you can say, okay, Knicks are playing the Heat tonight. Let me click into this game. Let me see what other people are betting on. If I'm thinking of a bet to make, or if I have a bet I want to share, I could share that. I could tag my friends in it, or they could follow me and kind of see what my bets are for each game. And you can kind of click into different sports to get a sense of it. So I think one thing that we found is there's such a wide range of people who bet on sports. Some guys who think that they're professionals and that's their job. And you have guys who are probably more like me, where I'm definitely not a professional. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm going to be guaranteeing anybody to win money. I'm betting to have fun. I want to have a drink with my buddies and kind of like talk smack about it, maybe bet on the same things so we can all root for it together. So we wanted to kind of create something to account for like all these different species of sports bettors, where we could provide the odds, the data, some stats, a way for people to communicate with each other, so that whether you're on one side of the spectrum or the other, you can kind of all come to this one place, get all the information you need for your betting, and then kind of go from there.
That's awesome, man. Like I said, I checked it out. I love the setup. Was it hard to create the app, like to get it organized? And
so it's funny. So like when we were coming up with all these different ideas for like terrible inventions as we were growing up, you talk about it and then you just never do anything, and you kind of go on with your life. And this one he told me, and I was like, that's a pretty good idea. Like I would use it if it existed. Like, should we actually try it? It's like, yeah, like neither of us knew anything about making an app. So I literally got home, Googled how to make an app, to try to figure it out. And I tried to do like all these crazy shortcuts, like download an existing app and try to like change it and all these templates. And after like a month of that, I was like, this is not working. I need to start from square one. So I was like, all right, let me just take a few hours each night, like try to like learn a little bit, and then slowly but surely like was able to kind of like figure it out as I went.
Man, because when I saw the setup, I'm like, dang, this is amazing.
I appreciate that.
I was like, in my whole process when you said y'all created app, like, how did they do this? Cause I don't know nothing about making an app. When I think about making an app, I see all these codes and stuff you gotta do, and so it will always like went on my head. So, Flowers, do you have a question?
Well, I'm just enamored by the fact of the matter you have a community that exists in this manner, because I'm always looking for a second and third opinion on games. And I always put out the disclaimer to people now that I'm, putting out public bets to try to help people win money. My first thing is always to let people know this is not an everyday guaranteed thing. You're going to win every day. You have to honestly have a mindset of forgetting quickly when you're gambling, honestly. Even if it's $5, because a lot of times you're one game off or you're one player off from, hitting. And you do have to have a short mind, because if you get too trapped up in it, you'll be a very upset person.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what we kind of wanted to do, where, you could have folks who, maybe don't bet that often or don't really know the terminology, can kind of come in and kind of read through what other people are saying about the game and kind of get a feel for it. I'm the same way, where I'm 100% not the best sports bettor in the world. It seems like I'm always just putting stuff on just for fun. So if I'm watching the Knicks game, I'll probably bet like Randall points over, just to put some extra juice in there, and things like that. Like, I want to have a good time. I want to text my buddies about it. So like I can go in and see what people have been posting. And I could say like, okay, this guy, his last 4 or 5 bets have been pretty good. Maybe he knows what he's talking about. So I can kind of like follow him, see what kind of bets he's doing. So if I actually wanted to like try to make some money, I could kind of like learn that way, through other people. But I don't think we're not trying to make promises where it's like, all right, start using this app and now you're going to
guarantee.
Yeah, you're guaranteed you're going to hit 80% of your bets, where I think in reality, like if you're a really, really good sports bettor, maybe you're hitting 54% of your bets or 56%.
Right.
What I think a lot of people don't know is like they're expecting to win every single time. And in reality, like it's just, the sports books are so good at making the lines, and it's just not, it's not sustainable to try to do it. Like you'll get on those hot streaks, you'll hit a few in a row, and then you get on the cold streak where it feels like, okay, like what's going on? I can't hit anything. So it's really just have to be a little bit ready for the roller coaster.
And that's why I'm fascinated by Bet Us or Bet US. We'll get this figured out soon. But like I was telling the guys here, like what makes me like Bet Us or Bet US, like I said, we'll get it figured out. I like how they let you play with the point spread in basketball and football. I love it. Because Bravada, people like that, say for instance, like tonight, they probably had the Heat, -4, -5. On Bravada, you're only allowed to play with the point spread like a 1.5, from a half to a 1.5. So like you say, the lines, these people put up very strict lines and try to keep you in the means of them. And, some try to, like when you get to the -4, -3, they try to get you to lean towards the money line, stuff like that. But like I say, Bet Us allows you to be able to pick the spread. Now, the only thing I will say this, the only thing I don't like about Bet Us is when you submit a bet, you can't edit the bet. That's the only thing I don't like about it.
Oh, snap.
So once you submit a bet, that's it.
That's
be careful.
Right. You gotta make sure, you gotta double check before you press submit. Then I didn't know that.
Like Bravada and other people like that allow you to edit your bet. So like I said, you can cash out and redo the bet and put it back in, but you have up until game time to be able to do it.
Yeah.
That's tricky. That makes it a little scary.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Paulie, what's your favorite sports to bet on? You have a favorite one you lean to?
My favorite to bet and watch generally is NBA. Like I feel like I can watch a random NBA game in the middle of the season of two random teams more so than I can like any other sport. Like it'd be tough for me to watch like two random baseball teams play, even though that's my favorite sport. You know, I kind of have to be watching the Yankees to be watching like a full game. For the NBA, it's just there's so many things you can kind of bet on throughout the game to kind of make it interesting in terms of the player props. So like, you know, if you bet somebody's like rebounds over, you know, every time a shot is missed, you're kind of like, you know, you're watching your guy, seeing if he's getting the rebound. It just gives you like that kind of little extra bit of interest where it just makes it a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
In baseball,
oh, go ahead, Gatwood.
In baseball, I mean, if you're going to bet for somebody to get 2 hits or something, you got to wait 2 or 3 innings before you see him come up to bat again.
That's true.
Yeah,
right. If he like doesn't get a hit in his first at bat, you're like, oh, I'm screwed.
That doubt start creeping in.
I have watched more baseball in the last 5-6 years. Now that I'm betting more, and now that the game is being sped up, I've caught myself watching the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. You know, people like that. Let's say the instance, but the game's now going so fast, and it actually allows me, like, if I get off at 3 o'clock, I can sit down for, so, you know, 110, 210, 310 game, I can tune in to it and catch a couple of innings and get a feel, you know, for what's going on. So if I want to place, you know, a plus 1.5 bet on somebody as far as score-wise, you know, I can do that. So I'll give baseballs kudos for speeding up the game.
Yeah, I think that changed. It seems like everyone's really loving that. It's just shorten the game a little bit, get rid of some of that dead air. Everyone's kind of benefiting from it, except maybe the players.
Yeah, so I'm about to ask y'all kind of like them speeding up the pitch clock?
I do. I don't have a problem with it. 30 seconds, that's enough. You shouldn't be on the mound kicking for 2 minutes and a half. You know.
hey, to be honest, sometimes I feel like there'll be me if I was a pitch, I'd be like kicking the dirt, just be looking like taking my time before I throw another pitch. That's what my son do. That's what my son do when he play. He just like taking his time, kicking the dirt. He was messing with the little plate on the mound, wherever it was, and he was like messing with it. He like, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah, well, how you feel about it?
I feel like they're messing. I mean, some of it's good, but I feel like they're messing with the game too much, and some of it, like just the original game. Like, if you're not a baseball fan, just don't watch it. You know, I'm just saying. Like, I feel like the game.
Yeah, yeah.
This is coming from an actual baseball man right here. You know,
I watch.
I value his opinion.
Yeah, it don't mind. Like the long games don't mind me because baseball, you already know what you get and get in a long game. So don't plan nothing for the day. Just you're gonna be in front of that TV or out and about at that game for hours. You know, that's the way how I looked at it.
I've seen some of these college baseball games that scores be ridiculous.
Yeah, depending on the teams. Got they be some hot teams out there.
Yeah, I think the problem is just with kids these days, like they get TikTok and their attention span now is like 4 seconds. So I think MLB is like, we have to do something. I think guys like us probably can sit and watch a game and have no problem, but I just feel like kids it's going to get harder and harder to gain their attention, and they have so many options of things that they could like sit and watch and do. So I'm sure MLB is like full time just trying to figure out how to, you know, get these kids into it.
That's right.
They might want to start promoting American-born players because that's another issue. I mean, the game is more foreign than it's ever been, and I think the NFL is probably the only professional sport that we can really look at and see people, American-born players, and identify with them. So that could be the issue.
You're right about that.
Yeah, some of the names on the back of the jersey are hard to pronounce sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. MLB has been so bad with marketing. I think they have, I don't know if it's still some copyright rules where they don't let people like share clips of games on social media. So
that's not good.
NBA and NFL, people, they share highlights, dunks, and like sick catches and stuff, and that goes viral and that gets people interested. But MLB like doesn't let people share the videos, I don't think, and that's just I can't figure out why.
Mike Trout, they don't market Mike Trout enough. He's the best player in baseball.
Nobody
knows about the Angels kid. What's his name?
Ohtani.
Yeah. I've been seeing him a lot.
Can you go to the average person and say point to Mike Trout and point to Aaron Rodgers in the photo? Now people be able to point to Aaron Rodgers where they point to Mike Trout, and that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely.
100%.
I got I guess this is a question for you and Flowers, Paulie. But if somebody was just starting out sports betting, what kind of ideas or advice would you give them?
I would say just have fun with it to start. Just try to, get in the apps, click around, see what kind of bets are out there. Try to get up to date on the terminology. Learn what a money line is. Learn what a spread is. Kind of understand the payouts. Understand if you bet something that's a minus 1,000 favorite. Most of the time you're going to win, but is it worth making such a small profit and for such a big risk? Try to get those ideas down. Talk to other people that are sports betting a lot. Use an app like Locctocc and
use the app, fellas. Use Locctocc.
Yes,
Come
sir,
on,
I will
now.
definitely be on that.
Come on.
Shameless plug. Got to get in there and do it. I'll say also, like, biggest thing, don't expect to start making a lot of money right away. Don't expect to win every bet. Just go in, try to have fun, do small bets, do $5, do $10, and try to learn and build your confidence as you go, and try to figure it out.
Right, because I've been showing my winnings, and everybody been asking me, man, like, what you doing? Like, it's not me. I was just taking advice from Professor Flowers. Some of the guys I'm talking to. I see your stuff on Instagram. And I'm like, I'm still learning just like y'all. So I have a couple of listeners. They like so eager. They keep asking me how to get into it. And actually, Professor Flowers, he come on my brother's pod show called the Pod Squad Thursday to talk about sports betting. That's how interested I'm getting feedback, from other people about it, because they want to dive into it. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
off. I was done.
Like, I've had people for years asking, like, especially football. They've asked me about football games, and, just chitter chatter here and there. We all play a sport of some type, so we have an app for the thing that we like. I wish I could have got into betting probably 5 years ago. And like Paulie said, and I'm saying also, understand what you're picking when you get on these gambling sites, as far as understand what the spread is and how to work the spread, understand what the money line is and the plus and minuses. You got to understand all this stuff and the points. Well, as far as basketball and football and baseball, hockey, all got the points as far as the over under on totals of both teams. Play $5-10 bets. I'm the king of that. I ain't gonna say I don't have enough. I don't make enough money, or I don't feel comfortable enough to say, here's $100.
Here's $100.
I'm gonna put it on this pick six.
Not me.
I wish I had. I wish I had a meme that I shared in the group chat. That guy, he like his financial advisor told him don't do nothing stupid. He had $100, and he made an 8-leg parlay with $100.
$100 on an 8-leg parlay.
Somebody said I'm about to change my generational curse.
Change the wealth. You better have some. And look, if you playing a parlay with 8 teams and you betting $100, those better be 8 locks. No, 6 out of the 8 teams better be locked.
So yeah, I think some of these guys, they come in, all gun ho, trying to hit the home run. I learned that, man. I feeling myself, and I played $50, and I lost that $50. I was like, that would hurt. I was like, dang.
If it was that easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah, I know. Actually, Paulie, I was using underdog. And I was hitting the whole week, so I thought I was on the street.
You was feeling yourself, bro?
Yeah, I feel it. Oh yeah, I got the Midas touch here. So
how many places did you pick? I mean, how many items did you have on your ticket?
It was 5. It was 5.
See, now you're a smarter man, because if you take $40 now, just pick 2 or 3 people and play that $40.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you how crazy, how unaware, and underdog is user friendly, but I'm still learning the process. Ben gets my phone, Ben, looks at the phone. There's $100 sitting on there. Flowers. I didn't know I had one. I mean, I ain't understand the system. I'm like, I didn't even realize I had won $100. So it's like, man, that's a lot of things. Because I tried different things, rivals, to pick them. It's different things on there you can do. But it's like, man, it is an easy way to make a few bucks. I've won more in football than I won in basketball. Football is a lot easier for me.
And Paulie, you in a good spot because you're in New Jersey. You're in the betting capital of the world. They are limiting us down here in Mississippi. Like we can't use DraftKings and FanDuel Sportsbook, but we can do the daily fantasy. We can't do
MG. What's that? MGM?
No, you can do MGM.
I can't. I couldn't.
You have to be like by Biloxi to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Make a bet on your phone. You have to be in the proximity. What's that? Prize Picks. We can't do Prize Picks, but Underdog is our Prize Picks.
Right.
Yeah, that's why we use an Underdog. Because of our limitations down here in Mississippi.
Gotcha. One thing you might be able to do is there's a couple apps that are pretty new that are like peer-to-peer betting, where you're not betting against a sports book, you're just betting against another sports bettor. So if you wanted to bet the Knicks like +4 tonight, like you would go in and be like, all right, $20 on the Knicks +4, and then you would need another user to go in and take the other side.
Gotcha.
So I think a lot of those, since it's not a sports book, are available in more states. But there's some downsides too, because if they don't have a lot of people, your bet might not get taken. Right. So, I'm not sure who's really kind of leading the way. I know there's a few. One's called like Cut Bet, like KUTT. One is a Bet Openly. There's a few out there. So that might be one like kind of way to get around the gambling ban.
Nevada's been my go-to since they're overseas. And Bet Us too. I think Bet Us has to be affiliated.
It has potential.
Let me not say
it has potential. You can say, hey.
I was gonna say I don't think Bet Us is a United States company. I think it's an overseas company.
That's what I'll try to figure it out.
Especially if you look at their app, if you look at the the address that you type in is .pa.
So I think that's why the winnings are hard to grab because of the.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, especially if you're doing it. Well, like I say, the worst thing you can do, as far as if using Bravada and other things, in my opinion, they want you to use Bitcoin so bad because the transfer rates and stuff and this and that other stuff I can explain at a later date. But I think they want you to use Bitcoin so fast because it's so quick and it's so exclusive to use. They rather not. Use your bank account as far as like, say for instance, Bravada. Like if you use your bank card will probably flag you because they thinking it's fraud because it's overseas. So you'll get a message on your card, and you'll have to allow the transaction to happen when you can just take some Bitcoin, pay for a Bitcoin, and pay a $2-3 fee to send it off, and within 10 minutes, boom, it's right there.
Okay. That make a lot of sense. I need to do that. Paulie, is there a team or a player you just would not bet on that you just stay away from?
Oh man, there's so many that I should. I mean, I know we talked about him. We talked about him a little bit already, but I gotta, and I do like Julius Randle, but I feel like every game in the playoffs so far, I'm like, all right, Randle's gonna bounce back tonight. Like, he can't keep playing this bad. I'll be like, all right, over 25 points or whatever it is, and then you look at the stats, and he's got like 14. He's like 4 or 15 from the field. I'm like, how did I do it again? Like every night it seems. But the regular season, he was really playing well. Just so in the playoffs, going against these good defenses, the ball kind of just stops with him, and they're able to handle it better.
Yeah, so basically, don't bet on your favorite team.
Don't bet on the Nets neither.
I'm very guilty of that.
Because, like I said, it's a lot of times I took the Saints players, and things don't go as way expecting. Now I'm pissed off at my team because they laid me down, they cost me money, and they lose the game.
I can't believe you bet on the Saints.
I've learned already.
Ben already be bad before you start betting. I can only
Hey Ben,
what's that?
You be jinxing your own self, man. You already.
I know, man.
I bet on my squad. I watch him. Hey,
I'm bad, little RC.
Paulie, I got a question.
The Saints are 1-3. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, RC. Go ahead.
I was saying I've had more luck with the Saints. It's the Falcons for me. If I could choke, man, listen, man. I'm gonna leave it right there. The Falcons for me, man.
It's just something about the Saints guy. And even in fantasy, I might at least try to take two Saints players.
Yeah.
And then it just never really works out. What you gonna say, Flowers?
What was I gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say. It'll come back to me. I was gonna ask Paulie a question about something. Oh, I know what it was. Paulie, do you do future bets as far as like the NFL, division winners, anything like that? MVP.
So we have some features in the app, and I personally just don't bet it as much, only because it's just like sometimes I'll do it for my own team, or if I see something that's like really stands out, but it's just such a long time between when you do it and like when the outcome is that I generally just kind of stick to the shorter term, quick dopamine rush of doing a bet right before the game starts, watching it and kind of knowing. So definitely, I think like division winners is like super fun to do because you can kind of watch the races as the season goes on, and usually there's one or two that stick out where you're like, why is this team, so low? I feel like they're going to be a lot better. So it's super fun to do. It's just you kind of need that attention span to be able to like focus on it for the full year.
Right.
Yeah, because we were talking about some future picks. What's that last show? We were talking about MVP, Rookie of the Year. I don't know. Y'all saw that thing on Insta. Was it Bleacher Report that posted that kid that picked the Offensive Player of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, MVP, and I think he missed one.
Yep, Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, he missed the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Like the payout was like what, 100,000?
900. No, it was like $997,000.
I would have cried.
Like off of a couple of dollars. It was like a $2-3 bet. I'd have cried tears.
Oh man!
And which I can tell you stories from last year, like college football and stuff. I was two picks off from winning. Like, how much was it? May have been like $14,000-$15,000 off a $5 bet. It was a pick 14, and I'll never. It was the night that Ohio State played Wisconsin, and Alabama played somebody. I think they had like Alabama like -38. I took the plus, and they had Ohio State -19.5. And for some odd reason, I took Wisconsin plus like 22 or something like that. No, trust me. I think like Ole Miss lost. Like it was a crazy. It was like the third or fourth week. It was a crazy week of college football, man. Like it was so many upsets, and I played a lot of the pluses that week on the underdogs. So like it came down to those last two games, and like I said, this was just me betting early, and I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know what Ohio State had, prior to now, of course. But at that time, I was naive. Man, it was a night game. I knew better, but yeah, I lost like $15,000.
Woo!
Hey, listen though, don't worry about it. We're gonna get it back this year.
Yeah,
we're gonna get it back in blood this year.
We're gonna get it back, but
yeah, we're gonna link up with Paulie and we're gonna get something going. We're gonna get something
going. 6 minds are better than 1 mind. I try to get people to understand that all the time. Man, look, we put our minds together. Let's beat the system. Me and Gat, like I hit up Gatwood. Gatwood is my baseball guy. I'm confined with him in a couple of things. I'm gonna ask him how you feel about this plus 1.5 is not 1.5 or this and that. Who's the ace on the mound? That's a reliable source, and I appreciate Gatwood for helping me.
But see, I was real happy that you won the first time you asked me. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, look, Gatwood felt like he the man. Like, yeah, just call me Gatwood.
What I did then, I asked Gatwood about the whole slate. We went back and forth about it, and I just from that whole slate, I think he might have got 2 wrong at the whole slate, but the pick 6 we did. We did the daytime games. I took that whole slate. I said by 4 o'clock, by 5 o'clock, it was over. Jeez. I had my money in the hand. Well, I had my money
Flowers,
by 6, 7
what's so
o'clock.
funny? But what's so funny is Flowers, the first card you gave me, 2 weeks ago, you hit and won me $200.
I've won close to $1,000 over the past 2 weeks.
Man, so Paulie, I'm glad you brought that up. How likely is somebody to create a career out of sports betting? Cause a lot of people ask me, like, man, could I if I got good enough, could I actually quit my job and do this for a living?
No, Ben's asking for a friend. No. Ben's asking for a friend right now because he wants to do
it. You might get luck. Like I say, a lot of stuff is luck in life, but there's a lot of times you're fortunate. But I will say this: if I had if I could bet $100, $500, I would, because I feel like especially when college and the NFL start, right? If you give me $100 and you give me a 4 to 6 team parlay, I think I can be very successful.
Yeah, you proven that. Your track record has proven that.
But listen,
Paulie, would you do it? Like, would you try to make a career out of sports betting? Like, if you were that good, you feel like somebody can get good enough to do it, to make a career out of it?
I'm sure some people can, but one thing you got to be careful on is, if you look online, 50% of the people that say that they're amazing sports bettors and they do it for a living are complete scammers, where they're posting pictures with their Lamborghini, but like they saw that in the parking lot and snapped a picture in front of it, and they're posting fake betting slips. You see this, especially in sports betting. Wow. The scammers are crazy. They're posting all the fake stuff. They're stacks of money. They're posting with. So you got to be careful. For me personally, I just know I'm not good enough at betting to do it full time. So I try to keep, the amount that I bet just kind of like fun.
Play money.
Play money. I would love to, quit my job and just be a full-time sports bettor, but I need some serious help.
Look, hey, ain't gonna lie.
Match is Mac.
Got Underdog, I won like $500 in 2 days.
Then I need to get on that Professor Flowers slip. I need to see these locks.
And so what's so crazy? My wife like, dang, you won like a whole week's paycheck in like 2 days. I'm like,
that's
yes.
Awesome.
I know Underdog is underrated, man. It's really underrated.
You can win that 2 days in a row, and then 4 or 5 days in a row you don't win nothing. I'm just gonna be real with you.
That's right. And it go back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I told y'all about that skid I went on. After that, Kai, that's the week I placed that $50 bet. After I won that live money, I said, okay, I'm gonna bet $50. I'm on the roll.
You got to go back and you get to hit that cold streak. You got to go back to your boss. Be like, sorry, boss, I need
a
cold streak.
Either way, though.
Hey, so about last week.
Yeah, I was on a heater last week. I was confident.
Either way, it just makes watching sports so much better.
Yeah,
right.
Like as long as you're not betting your daggone mortgage or something. Like,
I seen it.
It'll be fun.
But I had a guy tell me this. He said, rich people gamble. Poor people, if they play with their livelihood. He was like, when they go in there, you have a person that has this rich person that goes into a casino. That's their hobby. Mm-hmm. We walk in there, we trying to get where they at. They like,
yeah, we trying to get them to come up.
Yeah, they don't even think about the money because they playing with house money all the time. It's like he's like, poor people gamble with their life. Rich people it's a hobby. And so it's like whenever, I hate to say poor people, but if you really look at $5 and flipping that thing to get 300, like you really in your mind, you're like, that's a major deal. Like it's like the UPS or the FedEx package when it hit ding dong, it's like, oh man. So it's like fun. It's that rush dopamine.
And dopamine's getting released. Yeah. It's almost like the Mattress King. What's it? That thing that's
Mattress Matt.
Mattress Matt.
Yeah, he makes money both ways though.
Yeah.
Because
go ahead. I don't take it serious. I don't take it too serious. Like I don't overthink it. I just play. Like I think there was some people who, when you say make a living out of it, you know that check is coming at that job you're at. You don't really know what's gonna happen here tonight with the Lakers and the Warriors. And then you'll be out here wanting to kill some players, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Tatum yesterday. Tatum threw me, man. See, I was about to say something, but since Paulie on here, I'll keep it PG.
No, let it fly.
light skinned boys. I'm trying to tell you, they're light skinned boys.
But you know, like y'all, but do y'all believe this? I think sports betting, I think they're in the bed together because I've had situations, man, where I know for a fact, I'm like, teams are doing stuff they don't do. Aaron Rodgers, if you can hear me, you son him up, you know what. He done got me. Like, I remember getting in the shower, taking a shower, finna go get my money, and the Falcons, all they had to do, man, was just, they didn't have to, they could have played a previous defense, and they're blitzing, and a guy gets a Hail Mary with the Carolina Panthers. And I'm just, I didn't even watch the soap off me, man. That's how mad I was. I'm just standing there like, the game is over, man. What are y'all doing? That's why I say sometimes you see the weirdest crap, man. You be like, that's not supposed to happen. That never happens. And that's why I say sometimes they're in the bed together.
Malik Willis did that to me one game. I picked Derrick Henry to have 2 catches. He had one. It was 4th quarter. The dude, it was 3rd down. It was like a minute to left go in the game. They had to make a drive. Dude scrambled out the pocket. Derrick Henry was wide open the flat. He looked dead at Derrick Henry and took it and ran for it and didn't get it. I was so hot. I said, I see you. I see that while Tannehill's starting over you.
Y'all bringing back bad memories.
Y'all bringing back bad memories. Was your first mistake.
No, yes, I bet Derrick Henry would have 2 catches. I mean, it was again
2 catches. It's 2 catches.
Yeah, it was 2 catches, dog. It was 2 catches. Yeah, I'm getting pissed off talking about it right now.
So you bring back memories. Paulie, AFC, NFC championships, right? I had a 4-player prop bet. I think I had Jalen Hurts rushing for 1 rushing touchdown. I had Mahomes for 2 touchdowns, passing rushing, and I had Joe Burrow for 2. And I think it was a $3 bet, and it would have gave me $4,000.
Holy shit!
Whoa!
And I get the rushing touchdown from Jalen. It was another one on that I got too. I think it was a 4. It was a 4 prop. I can't remember the other one, but like I said, I'm watching the Bengals and the Chiefs game. Joe. I'm just watching. I'm just like, Joe, I just need one. Joe. I just need one. I told my wife I'm gonna buy a new ring and everything.
Hey, you start making plans with the money you ain't won yet?
Yes,
y'all do that?
Of course. You're planning. You planning 2 steps ahead. But we just watched, and Joe couldn't get it done. And then you have the controversy with the guy hitting the guy out of bounds. Look, I had some choice words that night.
That game had some weird calls.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Home calls. That Patrick Mahomes call, I think.
Just get it to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
No, just give me a chance.
Right.
Just give me a chance.
I saw a guy one time though, when Kobe was alive. Kobe was known for don't bet against Kobe Bryant, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, people like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy had like $500 betted against the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. It was in Utah when Utah had Boozer and Darren Williams. And I didn't know Kobe Bryant's middle name. I had never looked it up. I just knew it was Kobe Bryant. Dude, Kobe went to work that night, and that dude said, Kobe Bean Bryant. Well, I mean, he stood up. I said, that's what betting do to you. You know things about the players other people don't know. Like, you start, like, his hatred for Kobe probably went to a whole other level. He just lost $500 on Kobe. But that's how I am. Now I know players for a reason. Now I watch college football, and I watch Missouri and the SEC who don't belong there, and they're struggling with Austin Peay. I've had situations like that, like, man, this is going to be a blowout. I'm going to get my money, and then Austin Peay is throwing touchdowns repeatedly on Missouri. It's just, I mean, it's stuff like that. Come on, man.
It makes any game fun, though. That's the thing.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But look, but when you got about 7 of your 8 picks right, and it's that one team that's supposed to win.
Praying.
Yeah.
It's always the team that's supposed to win that lets you down.
Hey, that's when you start praying. You ain't prayed in a while, but you start praying.
God, I'm coming to you now.
It's me again.
It's me again.
Look, from all these mishaps, I have learned.
Yeah.
Paulie, I want you to check this out. Let me throw this on you. Like, say for instance, if I do a pick six for NFL in college, on that pick six, I want to at least have 4 locks. And the other 2 games, like I'll put in 2 tickets, like say 2 $5 tickets. I want 4 locks and 2 that I'm kind of like, it could go either way. So I might play money line on both of them on alternate tickets, or I might just do the points. Like, if it's like especially like 3.5, 2.5, 3.5, I probably split them on both tickets. Like that's my kind of thing. Now it is like as far as me just betting instead of just doing these big parlay tickets. It's a part of you just doing this stuff and just learning.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it because then you're involved in so many games. So if that's like a college football slate on a Saturday, all of a sudden you're interested in like 5 or 6 games. You're watching them, you're seeing the scores, you're seeing how the final scores work, and you kind of learn these like little things where you see like 3.5, and you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. And the game ends up at 3, and you're like, oh, okay, that's why they did that. Like, oh, they're pretty smart. So you kind of like maybe next time you're like, all right, let me, if you could buy a point, maybe you're like, I'll take it at 2.5 instead if I can. So
man, people don't get that half because I don't think people are thinking of like when we was in grade school, the 0.5 rounds up to the nearest hole, and they are sneaky with putting that 0.5 in these spreads because it rounds up, so it can be a push, or you might not get it.
Yeah, you see that 7.5 in the football game, and you're like, yeah, if they win, they'll probably win by more than that. And so many times, there's something that happens at the end of the game, and all of a sudden, it's a 7-point game or something. And you're like, wait.
But my question is this: that's why I believe it's something about it. Like, how do you look at a team? The 2 teams before, let's say the 49ers and the Saints, both teams scored over 14 or 21 points, and then the next week you say it's the score that somebody gonna win by 2 in it. 2 or 3, and they actually win by 2 or 3. Like, I always be blown away by that. It's math. Like, and how do you know? Like, one team is traditional. Both teams play good defense, but I guess that's what make that 2 points because of the defense. The way the defense they were top ranked defenses. How do they come up with the actual the lines? Yeah,
you talking about as far as the win by line or the point line?
The point line.
Point line.
I think it's probably more of a comparison as far as teams. Let's take the 49ers and let's take the Eagles per se. But that was probably like a 2 or 3 point spread.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, Vegas has it to where if it's like from 1 to 4, that's gonna be a close game. If you get beyond that 4 and you go into 6 and 7, that's a big league in the NFL. Like, you start like teams going -6, -7. That is a big lead in the NFL as far as betting wise. So, like I said, the closer the numbers, they expect they expect the game to be close when you see that -2.5, -3. I think they automatically give home teams like 2 points or something like that, 2 or 3 points. So when you see that -2.5, -3, that they're assuming that it's going to be a very close game. But the lines change during the week when people start putting money on it. So when you you'll start seeing these lines during the day. Like, they probably had Miami and the Knicks -4, but as the day went on, it might have went up like to -5 or -6 because more people are betting Miami. So if the line drops, injury or something, they'll pull that line off the board and change it. So let's say if Jimmy Butler doesn't play tonight, if he came out late, that line probably goes to -1 or -2.
Good.
That's how they do it.
Okay, so it's just factors. What's going on with the bettors and what's going on with the teams.
But I've gotten good at watching sports and saying, like I said, right now the Clippers have a 10-game winning streak against the Lakers. They're probably ain't gonna be broken soon. Like, some things, I pay attention to all that different stuff. That stuff matters, man. Looking at the Warriors always come to Charlotte and lose. I don't know why. They just always. So that stuff matters too in betting.
Yeah. What you gonna say, Paulie?
I was gonna say it's crazy how Vegas knows, to be able to put these lines in. I think like what they do is run these statistical models, and simulations,
Right.
on every single game, and they run all these like statistical probabilities and all this crazy stuff that I wouldn't be able to understand or explain, and they kind of set that line, and as you said, then once it's out there, people kind of bet on it. So then, if the public really likes one side, it'll move it a little bit. So it kind of like evens itself out in the market.
Yeah, that's wild though, how they
Sneaky
come up
Vegas.
with these numbers. But I know I mentioned something about Locctocc. It's really, I really like it too. I see that you can post like your bets, like your picture of your bets too.
Yeah, so you can post like pictures of your bet if you want. You don't have to. You can just kind of post. You can ask questions. There's no, the only guideline is, you kind of like click into a game and you can see what people are talking about for that specific game. Or you can kind of like just see like a giant feed of all the posts. So you can kind of get a sense of what people are talking about. You can see like what's trending. So you could throw a GIF on there, make it fun. You could put pictures. You could put like a screenshot of your bet if you want to like share that. So it's pretty, you have kind of like free range on what how you want to personalize it.
Yeah, I just saw your post. You posted the Knicks and Miami Heat. I saw what you put on there. So this is like a real live social media platform.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to be social media plus, a little bit like we have some like full like written content. So there'll be like articles, and we have some like guest writers that will, make picks, and they'll put some like explanations in there. So they'll say like, oh, I like the Heat tonight -4, and they'll write a few paragraphs about why. So it kind of gives you, a little bit more, longer sense than just like a regular social media post. So we keep trying to add stuff like that to try to figure out different ways and things that people might be interested in.
Keep people engaged. I like that. Because like I said, I didn't really notice the pictures to now. I was just like, dang.
I've never.
Yeah, keep trying to add new stuff in like that. So we try to get a lot of feedback from folks and see like what would you want to see in here, what would be more helpful, and then we try to add it in if we can. Speaking
of writers, I get y'all emails. So y'all have an email list and everything.
Oh yeah. So we got a weekly newsletter that we send out too. I wasn't able to get one out tonight. I might try to get one out tomorrow night. So we try to like pick a topic for the week and highlight it. So we highlight some of like the best. We'll give like a little award in there. Like we'll give like the lock of the week. So like whoever had the best bet, we'll give the fade of the week to whoever had the worst bet of the app of the week. So we try to like make it interactive and like keep people engaged like that.
Speaking of Julius Randle, Paulie said he don't bet on Julius Randle. I had him over 13 assists plus rebounds, and he fouled out with 12. So that's just
I got 8 rebounds for him in my parlay, but I also need the Knicks to cover, which isn't looking good.
Yeah, we got a real live Mark Zuckerberg on the show. He got his own social media platform. Hey, don't forget us now. Hey,
great idea, man. It's a hell of an idea.
Great idea.
Not quite.
Vegas might have to come calling like, hey, we need to buy this from you.
Because it beats going on the Twitter and you see,
that's what I'm saying. That's
you're searching, for different opinions and stuff. Where you just go to this one place and you have, multiple thousand people locked in giving their opinions. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's a great point. It's something we thought about too. It's like you go on Twitter and it's just a mess. Like everybody's talking about politics or like talking about this or that. And if you're just interested in like sports or something, you might not want to see that. You go on Instagram, it's great. It's all ass and titties and stuff. But like sometimes I just want to see something about sports. So like
I'm telling you,
it's hard to weed through all the stuff on all these.
Hey, what's so funny when I said this is a social media app? I was like, man, just keep all the hot tub screamers blocked, okay? You don't need hot tub screamers on your app.
Right.
Hey, bet on this game. Like they doing videos and stuff.
Yeah, luckily we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Ben. I don't know who you following.
Oh, you already know, man. You ain't got to follow nobody. If you get on Twitch, literally say a hot tub screamers, and they have a whole list of them for you. That's crazy.
That's insane.
They push that. They like it's like a new thing, whatever. Like so, Gatwood, if you wanna come a screamer, just get your hot tub. And there you go. Play some bets. Look, Gatwood just gave you a great idea, man. Get some bets going and get in the hot tub and show your parlays.
He can't be in the hot tub by himself, man. You gotta have some beautiful ladies in there with him.
Hey, I ain't the right.
You gonna have his brother.
Gender.
It's gonna be him, his brother.
I'm not the right gender,
Bro, what? Ben is crazy, dude.
It really is, bro.
So, hey, Paulie, man, it's like this every episode, man. I'm sorry.
That was great.
Ben is great, bro.
Oh, snap.
I have a question.
Oh,
So
man, stop it, Tyler.
how did y'all meet each other, Paulie and Ben?
Instagram. Instagram.
Yeah, I think just IG. DMs, maybe.
Just linked up on IG, man. That's to be honest, that's why I meet a lot of these guys from IG.
Man, that means the VOF family is growing. Then you all the way over in New York, you know.
Coach AP, you have Coach AP,
North Carolina,
Trey Kennedy. I mean, not Trey Kennedy. I forgot his first name, but Kennedy, the air hockey agency. I think his name is Trey.
Yeah, I think it is Trey.
Yeah, I think about the other Trey Kennedy, the comedian on Facebook. Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Yeah. Trey Kennedy, I believe that is his name though. The air hockey.
Yeah, it was cool to meet Paulie though, like from so far away.
Yeah, no, man. That's
Paulie wants you back, man.
Yes.
Yeah, no, appreciate you guys having me on.
Especially for the Giants talk.
Definitely.
We actually had two Giants fans on, Paulie and Jasmine. That's crazy.
Oh, Jasmine, so no was a Giants fan.
Yes.
Hey, Paulie,
we had this.
We're not the Beverly Hillbillies, and I know you probably thought everybody's gonna be Uber country. Oh, that ain't good. You know,
Gatwood had some dip in his mouth or something.
Hey, just because I play baseball don't mean I did.
I love it.
Man.
Some players do. So, man, we have to bring you back on. Is there anything else you want to bring up or tell us more about before you get off?
No, I had a great time with you guys. Thanks for having me on. Everybody definitely go check out Locctocc. We're in the Apple App Store, just launched on Android, LOCC, TOCC. Check us out, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. Definitely love to come back sometime soon. You know, had a blast chilling with you guys.
Man, we love having you on. If you could do me a favor, can you send me all them links?
Yeah. We definitely want to get it out.
Soon we getting off, man. I'm sending this out to everybody that been asking me about sports betting. I think this is that put everything in a nutshell for them, so they can see how everything works. And then I think we did a great job explaining how sports betting works and how people shouldn't get their hopes up. Just be entertained, basically. Like just have a good time. And if you win, you win. You lose, you lose. That's just life. So I think you did an awesome job explaining it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. Definitely will send that over.
Most definitely. So, Flowers, do you have a pick of the day? Or you don't say that, or you don't say some picks for tomorrow?
If I had to give a pick of the day, which I haven't looked at the schedule for tomorrow, but I think we got a doubleheader in basketball tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got your card for you. I got your card. Pick of the day, powered by Bet You Us or Bet Us. Either way. So place your bets with Bet You Us and win some money. Win big. There you go.
If I had to give you a pick of the day for tomorrow, give me the Denver Nuggets at home. Give me the Denver Nuggets.
Oh, big. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm taking that. Yeah, Nuggets big.
Suns fighting for their life.
They are fighting for their life.
But listen,
so still fighting for their life.
Is it better or Bet US? I mean, which one is it? So I know what. Am I saying it correctly?
Say both. Say Bet US and say Bet US. I don't know. That's why I'm telling Paulie. I just never heard anybody like.
I think it's us because I don't see a period between the U and S. So
I think it's better, yeah. Because I was getting stuff from them before they even became a partner. I don't know how I was getting it. I don't know.
Yeah, Paulie's a partner too.
Yeah, I think we have like affiliate code for them also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gave me a tip on how to get affiliate code. I'm gonna hit him up again. I forgot I've got that fast, so I'll hit you up. I hit you up after the show and get that more information for you. So we have an affiliate code. Cause right now, I'm just doing codes that they send us. But yeah,
you
guys.
know what?
Mm-hmm.
Al, let me also announce this. I think I'm gonna change up my the way I do my betting on the show, and I probably will still do parlays, but I think I want to start concentrating also on just giving picks of the day, far as this spread through all sports. Far as if I'm saying play the plus or lean towards, money line or something like that, but it'll just be multiple teams, from different areas of sports, and I'll just be giving different teams I think that are suitable for a good play for the day. And I think I also do that along with doing the parlay.
That sounds good to me. Wherever you think, and get some bets out there for the people, because I know that many people that interested and eager to play. Like, my word, they like knocking, they like kicking my door down. Like, maybe I have sent y'all, tell y'all how much money I want, because y'all think I'm the guru over here. Just what they say, a heap in a prayer or something like that. I'm just throwing it out there.
I ain't trying to keep the wealth to myself. I'm trying to spread it.
Exactly.
Appreciate it, my brother.
All right, guys, that's about it for the show. Flowers, you will have the picks for tomorrow to place.
Yeah, I throw some out for us. I'm gonna try to get us some money tomorrow.
Okay, bad. We'll be back Friday with the show. Like and subscribe. Right now we have 64 subscribers, trying to get to 100. So thank y'all for the support, man. We keep rising up and getting and matching these goals. So we appreciate the love and support as always. And once again, we are out of here.
Peace.